Alright guys, so we're gonna show you how I made the soca beat for Stephanos Designs from Blocks Wave and Launchpad. I promised you that I'll show you how to use Blocks Wave to get your custom sounds into Launchpad. So this is that video. Alright, let's start. So Blocks Wave looks like this. Yeah, you can find it in the App Store, Blocks Wave. Touch it and it loads up. And what you have here are yeah, my neighbors are having a bit of a fun day outside. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, you have these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 I guess placeholders for wave samples. These represent one row in Launchpad. Let me show you. Launchpad, see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8 placeholders in Blocks Wave correspond with the 8 tracks in the 8 blocks in one row of Launchpad. Yeah, so the rows are like this. So you'd have a drum loop, a bass, or whatever for this row, and then another drum loop, a bass, another thing for that row. This is actually the project files for the Calypso rhythm. If you want me to play it for you, there it is, yeah? So that's the basic idea of how that works. So each of these pads is a different sound wave or a different sample wave that comes from Blocks Wave, and I'll show you how to get them in. I started with my bass. Right. So let's start with the bass. Now if you look in my Launchpad, yeah. The first placeholder is the bass, then the drums, then the effects, and these other stuff. But let's do them one by one. So we're gonna look at the bass first, yeah. So you click that first one, and then we're gonna click this, which is find, to find a nice bass to go in it. These are my sounds that I've imported, from my other stuff, and I'm gonna do another video to show you how to use like GarageBand or whatever else you have to make your own custom sounds, loops, samples, patterns, whatever, to get here. You can also record your own new sounds if you want. Yeah, you can record new sounds from the mic if you want to sample some stuff. You use it here. So yeah, let's get some bass into here. Here we have the Discover mode, which brings up this kind of wheel that kind of randomly searches all of your sample files that you have in storage, and just puts them there. It's important to note that when you bring in files in from another program, you have to catalog them properly. The software forces you to answer questions like what key it is in, how many bars, what tempo, and whether or not it's a percussion instrument, a melody instrument, a bass instrument, and all that. All of those puts them in the right category, so that when you change the overall pitch of the instrument you're going to make, speed, or you want to change out the different types of sounds, that the software knows how to edit your sounds accordingly. So we start by to put it in a bass. See, that just picks a random bass. Pressing it again, we can get some more random bass sounds. Some nice bass sound, but we want something a little bit more We want something a little bit more specific since we're going for a calypso beat. So let's go into our packs. You know, I have a collection of calypso sounds, calypso samples here already, and we can choose from one of these basses. This one's nice. Well, this was the one I started with. Now the beauty of this is that once you picked your sound, you don't have to. Alright, so now that we have our bass sound in, we can go in and we can edit it. Because this is a calypso pack, but this is like an international calypso pack, or what I like to call fake calypso, you know, or just basically how people who are not Caribbean see calypso music. So we're gonna have to edit it to get it to sound closer to how we like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch this from, because we went into edit mode. This is a find mode to find the sound. We're going to edit mode now, and it's gonna play the loop by default. But let's go switch it to slice, which slices it up. Yeah, you get the idea. And now we can go in and basically change up the sample itself to be something a little bit more along the lines that we want. So my version of it is here. I'm going to show you how to get this. So that's how I notice it corresponds with the pads. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how I got this. Now, what you're gonna do is we're gonna press record here, and we're gonna press record and play, and then we're just gonna enter it, and you're gonna see it come up here in the kind of MIDI form. So let's go start over. Ready, 2, 3. It'd be nice if this had some kind of a metronome. Hold on, probably does. I can't find a metronome, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make one. I'm just gonna go back to the discover mode and just find any drum loop. Alright, that's fine. Then I'm gonna go to edit, and I'm gonna go to my slices. And I've made myself a little metronome. As I was pressing, it's being recorded up there. But because I'm not playing it, they're just gonna come 1, 2, 3, 4 right behind each other. So that gives me a steady. Right, it's horrible. I agree. You can turn it down to the side here. We have a little volume control. We can turn it down so that it's not too obtrusive. But it's just going to serve as a little metronome for us. So let's go back to our bass now. Go back to our slices and go and try to. Okay, I did something wrong. I'm going to clear it. See? You have the clear, undo, and randomize button. And those are pretty self-explanatory. Also, by default, I'm recording on 8 patterns. If I want to get more, I can just click and hold and drag it across to the full 16. Yeah, click just 1 for 1, click and hold 2, and that's I want it for 8 patterns, so that's how we're gonna do it. Here's the cursor. So let's get ready, and see that? Now it's important that you see that I had turned snap on. Snap only comes on when you're playing though. When you stop playing, it doesn't come on. When you're playing, you can turn it on and off. It's important to have the snap on. You know, if your hands aren't as computer precision as a robot would be. So I like to keep it on. Yeah. And then we can get rid of our little makeshift metronome. So that's how the bass loop was made. Well, now that we're finished editing that, we can turn off our record, yeah, so that we don't mistakenly add any more things to what we have. Let's go to our drums part now, and let's add some drums. Now, I specifically know what drums I had put in. I had put in my what drums was it? I don't remember. Is it this? Yeah, that one. So let's go back to edit. Now you notice these drums aren't at all like how they end up in the actual rhythm. So I did a lot of editing with this one. So I basically created it by just okay, I want to use this one because it just has one drum by itself in this pattern. But if you notice, the drum starts a little before the line. So I'm going to go into my slip. And I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. I don't know why they don't keep the lines on when you're in the slip mode. Okay, that's a little too late. Yeah, that works for me. And then I'm going to turn off the trigger mode up here, because that means instead of just playing out, it will only play for as long as I hold it. Yeah? So I'm going to play, and then I'm just gonna record and snap. Record and snap, yeah? Turn on my record and turn on my snap. And then I'm gonna do my drums. So my drums go. Yeah? Great. Now in this one, all the slices unfortunately start with kicks, and I want one that starts with a snare like here. So I'm gonna copy this, long press to you bring up the sub menu. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it on this one, and then I'm gonna use a slip to isolate the snare. Oops, it's still on record, so it's messing me up. Alright, I'm just going to clear whatever I just did a while ago. And then now, I'm going to do my snare differently. Okay, something got messed up there, so I'm going to undo all of that, whatever was done. Right, I'm not sure what happened. Oh, I must have kept the record button on. So yeah, I'm back to this. So let's go to this one now. Let's turn on our record and let's put our snares in. Yeah, okay, okay. Let me clear that and do it again. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. And I think there's some, yeah. So let's put in these hi-hats, turn them back on record. Oops, let's undo that. It was this. There you go. So now we basically have our drum loop spread across two placeholders, and we don't want that. We want the whole drum loop to be in one thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export it, export the mix down of these two together, and I'm gonna re-import it as its own separate drum loop, as its own separate, its own, consolidated wave file. And I do that by clicking here, and section mix is how I'm going to export it as, and I'm going to export it to audio share, and then I'm going to re-import it from audio share into this. I'm going to show you how that works so that you can, you see all the stuff that you have to put in, all the information you have to put in about the file when you're importing into it. Okay, here we are. We're going to export section mix. Of course, we don't need it at wave, and we just click the export button, and open it up in audio share. Boom, here it is. And so we're going to re-import it into blocs wave now. Here. Re-import into blocs wave. And here's the dialog that comes up. So yeah, type, the name you want to give the file, the type, the key, the tempo, and how many beats per bar. Oops, no, because I exported it from this, it already exported in the name, in the file name, the key and the tempo, so it was able to automatically fill this out for me. But for something that you're bringing from another software application, it's gonna require you to put that in. And here's where you would put, switch it from either imported to drums, to percussion, to effects, to bass, whatever, yeah, that's where you'd put that there. Alright. Now once you have imported it, it comes in your, you remember our find section where we're going to put in new samples. It comes in your user section of the find area, and it becomes one of your custom loops. Here it is. Here it is. So we just have to touch it, and it goes up in here, and we can long press, hold this down, and clear this one. And then we go back to edit just to check the wave, and here is our wave. It now has everything. Let's you turn on and off the pads, mute them by just swiping up. So here we have our bass from before and our kicks. All Alright, so next up on the list is our we're gonna put in a little tonal effect next. So we go there, we hit our find button again, go back to our packs because I have an idea of what I want to hear in there. Let me turn it off. These are some of the others. That one we did use, but in another section. Yeah, so let's work with this now. And this is pretty cool. I don't see where that needs any editing. Next up, we're gonna put in our melody section. So we click our blank block, go here. Let's find the and that was the piano that we used. But we did do some modifications to the piano as well. So let's open up our slice. It was like let's turn off our record. We're just testing it out. Alright, so let's get ready to... I'm gonna have to get some help here because I'm gonna need my both hands. Alright, so I'm gonna turn on or record or snap on our trigger because I want it to play full notes. And go. No, wait. And there we have it. So we can turn off our record. Right, so now we have our percussion that we added in from our packs. There are others, but we're working with this one. That's fine. Now we're gonna add our a custom melody that I did in another application. GarageBand is what I used. I'm gonna show you how to use other applications to build custom samples for your projects. But this is that's a whole different workflow. You can actually build complete instrumentals in other software using other software groups and a different workflow. This is a workflow of using the Launchpad and blocs wave workflow. And I'm gonna in another video, I'm gonna show you using your other applications to create sound samples for you to import and use here. So here we're gonna use one that I created in GarageBand. I call it Soca Love. Here it is. And this sounds like this. And because I made this specifically for the rhythm at this point in another software, yeah, I don't need to do anything. I just need to let it run as a loop. Now let's hear the whole thing together. And to get this into Launchpad, we click the export button, and we just hit the Launchpad project, and that's it. It will just open up right into Launchpad with our top row only. I have other rows in the project, which is why I have more. I'm going to show you how to make these second rows. The second row is making it much easier. But that's how we made our first row in Launchpad here. Yeah. And here we are.